There's a look at one of the most iconic sports venues in the lower 48, built back in 1957 under the title of City Stadium. We are at Lambeau Field in Green Bay, Wisconsin. We all know this community lives for its Packers, and the green and gold came out of the tunnel a short time ago, and it was loud. We are ready for football, so are they, as the Packers get set to match up with the Carolina Panthers. This will be fielded at the 6. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line.
At their own 25-yard line.
258. Check right 54. Right 54. You don't want this.
They'll go with their leading rusher from a season ago. This is Aaron Jones. 5 yards on the game's first play. Second down.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down. A very solid gain on that play.
Rodgers with a give. It's Aaron Jones. And he'll slip his way up across the 30 to the 32. Still a couple yards short of the first as the 3-yard gain brings up a third down. They'll try and run for it with Jones. And he's got some space here. And he's taken down right at the 45-yard line. Well, they were in search of a short gain on third down, and they wind up nabbing over 20 yards. Defense had a chance to get off the field here on the opening drive, couldn't do it.
I know that we go into these meetings with coaches, and sometimes maybe we can get, a little bit numb because they're always going to talk about how important third down is, aren't they? Offense and defense. In this case, one capitalized, and the other, as you said, had a chance to get off the field and didn't get it done.
After the run by Jones, here's 1st and 10. Here's Rodgers. Gets this to his running back, Aaron Jones. They'll get a couple yards on that one, and that'll make it a second down.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
So 2nd and 8 here after the pass play for 2 yards on first down. Now Rodgers. Escaping the pressure right. Open here is Allison. That's complete. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. A gain there of 30 big ones. All right, Charles, let me put you in the head of one of those defenders out there. You have a big play like that go against you so early. Does that shake your confidence?
It shouldn't, but it often does because your thought process all during the week is how you're going to get after that offense and make your plays. And when they make one against you, it makes you a little bit hesitant.
Time to regroup.
And, Brandon, every running back wants to use their speed in order to get out in front of things. Sometimes you just have to be patient, let blocks develop. On that play, that didn't happen.
Throwing on second down. Rodgers. And this is going to be intercepted. It's the Pro Bowler Luke Kuechly that picks it. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. He's going through a rough patch throwing the football. 4 interceptions in that loss last week. Opening drive. Starts the game with a pick here.
Well, we did spend time with the head coach and the offensive coordinator and asked them, what did you see on tape? What did you see on film? And they talked about mechanics, making sure that he gets his feet underneath him, doesn't overstride, does a better job taking care of the football. And I think they're shocked as anyone to see the first one of the game here in this one.
He needs to start heeding their advice. And they'll get 8 out of this before being stopped at the 28. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on 2nd and short. 8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's 2nd and a couple.
You better be afraid of me. Switch. Six guys. Check 6 guys.
McCaffrey on the counter. And not much, maybe a yard up to the 29. The good run on first down followed up by a not-so-good run on second down.
Now let's find out if they're going to stick with the run here on third down. A lot of people would love to see some play action here. I say go with your best running play over your best blocker.
They'll try and pick it up with McCaffrey. And he's going to have the first down yardage as he's down at about the 30-yard line. He needed a yard. That's what he got, and it's going to earn him a new set of downs.
First down, Panthers.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. They'll try to throw now. Prescott. And he's going to drop this off to his fullback.
I wouldn't be surprised to see the next step in utilizing this position is to actually utilize more of a scat back in this spot, because we saw the catch there, right? He made it, but he's a bigger, stronger guy, maybe not quite as elusive as maybe someone else you would put there.
Yeah, didn't get the big yardage there you might out of a smaller back. That first down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7. First carry from Mike Davis, the former Seahawk. He'll get about 4 as he's past the 35 to the 38-yard line.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice game like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
Subsequent gains of 3, 4, and now 5 yards. Good enough for the first down.
First down.
So 2 first downs, and that moves the ball to the 42 now, 1st and 10. Prescott from the gun. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
It's easy to see when we review this that the ball needs to come out quicker, because if you don't throw it right on the break, you bring a crowd of people into the equation.
And that's why it got knocked away there. Ball on the 42 as they come up 2nd and 10.
He's checking, he's checking, he's checking. Under.
Back to the ground attack here. It's McCaffrey. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. That one good for 26 and a first down. Relatively small sample size, but that's his longest run of the first quarter. Bounced it out to the outside to make it successful.
And to get there, you actually need some help. It's not just your pure speed getting to the corner, making sure that the blocking is taken care of inside so the pursuit doesn't get you. And oftentimes, those wide receivers, tight ends that might be flexed out, they've got to control the edge and make sure no one from the outside can spill the play before he gets there.
Brings up 2nd and 9.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
Double time, double time. Hey. 4 down, 4 down, 4 down.
Now Prescott. That's going to be caught by Samuel. And down inside the 15 he goes. It's a Carolina first down on a gain of 16.
16 yards.
Really been an ideal start for them. They get the turnover on the opening possession. Now here they are moving the ball straight down the field on their first drive.
And that feels good, but you know on their side of the field, all they're thinking is finish this drive off because they took it away, right? So now you've got them back on their heels a little bit. Now go down, put a touchdown on them. Look out. You've won the mental battle early in the game, and that may carry over for you.
And he's brought down. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down.
Well, as we've learned over the years, just because a guy plays left tackle doesn't mean he doesn't have run-blocking abilities, and we just saw it there. Controlled the line of scrimmage, created a big gain.
That's kind of a bonus. He's there to protect that high value that you have back under center, but he creates space in the run game.
Yeah, not only can he dance, he can mash, too.
Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down.
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
On 2nd and goal, Prescott. And he's got it. Touchdown, Panthers. Ian Thomas, his 2nd touchdown on the season, as his guys are first onto the scoreboard here this afternoon. And down near the goal line here, they're able to throw it in.
And the key word, quick. Quick hitter, out of his hands fast, into the receiver's hands even faster.
Gano the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. Fielded about a yard deep. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
The Packers take over first and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
About set to get this drive started. The Green Bay offense at the line. And they had a nice little drive going last time. Through the interception in the red zone. Costly.
Bad enough to throw it anywhere, but that drives coaches insane when they're thinking about, hey, we've got a shot at points already. We're already in a spot where you're thinking you've got 3 on the board for sure, and to come away with nothing, that's a really tough one for them to swallow.
Yeah. Will they make up for it? So they had the big loss on that first down pass play and facing a 2nd and long. Rodgers going to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Brian Burns, he continues to wreak havoc in the offensive backfield. Sack number 16 on the year. Rodgers now, after the sack, he'll lead the pack up on 3rd and long. Shotgun now for Rodgers. Flushed out right. And this is going to be incomplete.
They went with the dime look that time on defense, just flooded the field with defensive backs, blanketed everyone, took away all the passing angles, thus the incompletion.
He punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. Returnable here from the 38. It'll be a 48-yard punt. 5 there on the return. And the Panthers will take over now, 1st and 10. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And, you know, certainly a lot of football left to be played. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're first place in their division. Looking good, looking to be a threat come January.
And let's think about what every team has in their goals, all right? Number 1 goal is what? Make the playoffs. Number 2 goal is win your division. Number 3 goal, and the biggest goal, I think, is to be the highest seed possible that you can be heading into the playoffs so that you can have as many home games as possible to try and get you to the Super Bowl.
And right now fighting for everyone possible to try to at least secure home field for the wild card and or divisional round. The 2nd down attempt there knocked down as it leaves the quarterback's hand, and it's incomplete. After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9.
Hey, 4 down, 4 down. Kill. Hey, kill.
To throw is Prescott. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Zadarius Smith, he's the culprit, and that is now his 13th sack of the season as his great year continues. He was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. Here's Urban to return. A nice job on the return there, 16 yards. And it'll be Packer football here, 1st down and 10.
At their own 27-yard line.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And things haven't started so well for this side. 2 drives, 2 punts.
So now you've got to start looking not just at play calling, but which guy's going to step forward and say, okay, let's get...
And that's going to be intercepted. The all-pro corner, Patrick Peterson.
Brandon, this is a veteran quarterback back there. He should know better than to make a throw like this. This is definitely not his best ball, and I think he knew this was trouble the second it was leaving his hand.
Mike 51. Quit talking about it and bring it.
On first down, this is McCaffrey. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Prescott. He'll drop it off to McCaffrey. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. It's a good gain of 11. Sets him up 1st and goal.
Check it back.
They'll try to run with McCaffrey. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. That'll wind up going for a loss of 4. And that'll make it 2nd and goal.
Check.
Here we go. Hey, kill. 27.
Watch the whip. Kill.
Gun.
Play. Watch twits.
Again, McCaffrey. And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Carolina. Christian McCaffrey hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And the Panthers, they widen their lead. Gano for the extra point. And it's good to make it 14-0.
Next to score, Panthers 14. Packers 0.
Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. About set to get this drive started. The Green Bay offense at the line. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points get that 0 off the board. Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. Out of the shotgun, it's Jones. That one a first down pickup of 8.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
2 minutes to play first half. It's 14-0. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. Now left side on the swing pass. Only 3 there on the screen. It's 2nd down.
In order for a screen pass to break big, a lot of things have to come together and be well executed. But all it takes is one small thing to go wrong and keep it from being a big game.
A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete. Jimmy Graham, the intended receiver. 3rd down here.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
And now the 3rd down throw incomplete as well. More problems here on 3rd down. They've converted only once so far in this first half.
And you know as well as I do in this league, if you don't win on 3rd down, it makes it hard to win a ball game, because then you're relying on your defense, you're relying on your special teams. You've got to get it done with your offensive unit.
Defense. 50. Here we go. X3. 218. Chop it again.
They do go for it. It's Rodgers. Lets this one rip toward Graham. And Rodgers intercepted a third time. Dante Jackson picks it, and he's going to return it to the 21-yard line.
Oh, and that's a nice job defensively to get a piece of the football. He's going to pop it into the air, and then it's the tip drill. And good concentration by him to react to it and pull in the interception.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. It's been a good first half so far. They're up 14-0. Points here, they could really put them in command before intermission.
Yeah, and it's all well and good what they're seeing and how they're feeling right now. But this is the NFL. How many times have we watched 14-0 leads evaporate and quickly? So how have we seen them combat it? Continue to run your offense, but don't back off at all. Don't start looking at the clock. Don't start thinking about, hey, just take care of the football. Keep attacking. Usually the best way to maintain control.
From the 30 on second down, Prescott gets this to his running back. It's Christian McCaffrey. The Panthers going to use the second of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 45 seconds to go in the first half. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down.
47. Hey, watch the screen, watch the screen. Watch the screen.
From the shotgun, it's Prescott. And his throw here's incomplete. He was looking to get that one to DJ Moore, and now it's second down. He shook his head right when he released that throw. He knew it was going to be a little off target.
Yeah, the excitement got him on that one. Wasn't able to control the fact the receiver was open, and it would have been an easy throw.
Throwing again, Prescott on 2nd and 10. They'll set up the screen to McCaffrey. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play in this first half. That last catch winds up costing him 3, so now they'll need to convert on 3rd and 13.
Hey, we got four down.
To the air again, Prescott. And that will be incomplete.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender is making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. Pilardi now on to punt as he sends this one away. On the return is Irvin. That's going to go in the books as a 55-yard punt. Well done. And the Packer drive will start from deep in their own territory with a 1st and 10. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. You're under 30 seconds to go. Field position not great. Time to call it a half. What do you say?
Well, you know we all have that little extra gene that says let's push the envelope a little bit, right? What needs to be going through the play caller's mind right now, a potential fumbled snap that can get returned, a strip sack that can get returned, right? Any of those types of plays, that should be a deterrent to calling something that could get you in big trouble.
The big play has them all the way out near midfield for a 1st and 10. To throw is Rodgers. And that's complete to Adams. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. A gain of 6 there on first. 4 receivers now. 3 to the right, 1 to the left. 2nd down and 4. Now Rodgers. And this is caught. It's Jimmy Graham. Now here's a timeout as they're going to get it with 8 seconds remaining here in the first half. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
Let's go, defense.
Rodgers to throw once more. Lets this one rip toward Graham. And this will be incomplete. 1 second left to go.
Incomplete. He was defended by Patrick Peterson.
So with 1 second left in the half, on is the field goal unit. It'll come from the right hash. It's a 47-yard attempt. And this one looks good. It is good. Right down the pipe. And that will do it for this first half. So we have reached halftime here in an 11-point contest. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. The Panthers out in front, and they will get the football first. Second half action underway. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. The big play to start him out has him at the 45 already.
We got three, fellas, we got three. Check 31, check 31. Check 4, 26.
They'll run with McCaffrey. And an alley to run. And this will be taken across midfield and into Green Bay territory. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them.
Check 25. Under 10, under 26.
Running with the fullback, Alex Arma. And he got half of what he needed there, 2 yards, and it'll bring up a 3rd and 4.
Well, big man with the ball. Defense.
The Packers bringing in an extra member of the secondary here to try for the 3rd down stop.
46.
Out of the gun. Here's Prescott. And he finds a man. It's Olsen. Greg Olsen. Nobody ahead of him. Touchdown, Carolina. Greg Olsen. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Panthers, they widen their lead. Always important to get the first score of the second half. Now you start to pull away a little bit and get some breathing room going.
And now we find out about the fortitude of the group that's behind, because they were counting on getting into the game a little bit more, right? Maybe they get the first score. That doesn't happen. It looks almost insurmountable, but it's not. Let's see how hard they play the rest of the game.
Extra point try good by Gano. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. This is fielded at the goal line. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line.
At their own 25-yard line.
About set to get this drive started, the Green Bay offense at the line. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use, just something to get you off to a quick start.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass. To throw, it's Rodgers. And that is incomplete.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the #1 thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps to have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
They're going to line up to go for this on 4th down. Rodgers stays on the field. Here we go on 4th down with Rodgers. That's to his running back, complete. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Give him 18 on that play, and Green Bay has the first as well. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. Throwing now is Rodgers. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Chandler Jones has now recorded 10 sacks on the season. And here the pressure from the outside linebacking spot.
And normally when that happens and they're able to get home, that means the other guys on his team helped him.
And the pressure gets to him again. Dontari Poe. He's the one that drops him this go-around, and that pass rush getting strong here. Back-to-back sacks. Rodgers now, after the sack, he'll lead the pack up on 3rd and long. From the gun, it's Rodgers. And Graham's got it, complete. And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the first. 14 yards is the pickup there, but it'll still lead to a 4th down.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the 1st down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they've rallied and made the tackle.
Well, I guess they figure they got to start taking some chances. Here's a big one in this 3rd quarter as he'll go for it on 4th down. Here's Rodgers. And Adams has it, complete. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. A gain of 26 and a conversion there as well on 4th down. Now a 1st down carry by Jones. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, this big defensive lineman will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Rodgers. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Shaq Thompson making his presence felt on the sack. That's number 4. Sack number 4. They had 4 last week, so he's been down on the ground a lot.
Partner, they say the eye in the sky does not lie. And that's indeed the case because they watched the game tape from the previous week, incorporated into their own defensive scheme.
And a big loss here as he's taken down. K1 short with a sack. That's 315 pounds of man right there.
Brandon, I think you understand the type of afternoon this offensive line is having. It is a long one for them. Long for you to spend it with me. Long for them trying to block those guys. They've given up a whole lot of sacks and the speed and quickness that defensive.
And this is taken in at the 5. Touchdown, Packers. Geronimo Allison, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Packers get a score closer. On is Mason Crosby for the point after. It's up and good, and the lead is down now at 11. It's 21-10. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. They were able to extend their lead with an opening drive touchdown here in the 3rd quarter, but that just got matched a moment ago.
So we know that what they discussed at the half worked. Now, what are the counters to that, right? You don't just run the same things over and over. Some do, but many will also show something and then come back with something else to keep the defense off balance. I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
Well, they had the run for no gain. Now they'll try again from the 25 on 2nd and 10. They stay on the ground. McCaffrey again. And he'll wind up with about 6 up past the 30 to the 31.
Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
Prescott from the gun on third. And he finds a man. It's McCaffrey. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. They get 5 out of that one, and it moves the chains. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. From the shotgun to McCaffrey. They're going to snuff this play out behind the line. We have not seen that much today. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on 1st down.
Brandon, it's clearly a running situation when you're up in the 4th quarter. They're going to have to stack the box and make it difficult for them to move the ball.
Made it very difficult right there. Now they need to repeat that effort.
Yeah, bring 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take to slow them down.
Check. Let's go. Let's go. You got to get the ball. Until you get the ball right here. Let's go.
Again, they run. Again, it's McCaffrey. 3 yards on the pickup there, and they've got it back to 3rd and 10.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
The Panthers on 3rd down. They've converted 4 times out of 6. Not bad. This is 3rd and 10.
Let's get off the front truck. Good. And let's pin the mirrors back and go full strip. Check that.
Prescott from the gun. Rolling to his right. And he's got McCaffrey open, complete. Give him 15 there, and the Panthers have a 1st down.
Let's go, baby. Let's go.
Sometimes it's designed, and sometimes you just have to know when to leave the pocket and move and make something happen. And on that play, he was able to get on the run and was still accurate throwing the football.
Shotgun handoff now to McCaffrey. Kenny Clark, the big D tackle there to make the stop. Offensively with the lead, you want to run the ball, keep the clock going, but you also want to still kind of be in attack mode too, right? So how do you do that and not come back on your heels?
Yeah, think about all the practices we've watched where they have that tempo period to go over things just like this, where they describe the scenario, tell you what they're looking for, and make sure that they're still attacking, yet at the same time not going so fast as to leave too much time on the clock.
If nothing else, they've already taken a couple minutes off the clock here already as they come up 2nd down. Here's Prescott. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete. He couldn't get the hook up there that time with Thomas, and it'll bring up 3rd down.
Well, we're not playing 3 yards in a cloud of dust football anymore. I kind of get why those old school coaches sometimes didn't want to throw the football, because if it's popped up in the air, it almost turns into slow motion, and both sides trying to get to the football, and you're holding your breath wondering whether it's going to go good or bad for your team.
I'm here all day. 35's the mic.
On 3rd down, it's Prescott. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Picked off by Jair Alexander. Past the 20. And they will score. It's a Packer touchdown. Well, don't change that channel just yet. This one may have gotten a bit more interesting.
Put down the remote, put down the clicker. This one looked like it was over. It looked like they were ready to seal the deal. But in doing so, by pitching it around a little bit, it cost them. We could have a great finish.
So after the INT, it's Rodgers. And this is caught. So they took a chance, but they are back within a single point here in the 4th. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. This is taken at the 3. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And following the pick 6, and they have decent field position in throwing that pick 6. We'll see how they attack this drive.
And I think all you say to your guy is, listen, let's just take care of the football a little bit better. Make some better decisions on this drive, and they'll probably help him a little bit with maybe some really high percentage throws early to let him get settled back in.
But they told us they've got confidence. That's not a problem.
Yeah, not a problem at all. They just want to make sure they get things settled down a little bit for their offense and give their defense a little bit of a chance to rest.
And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Kevin King with a pick. And his guys are going to get the football at the 37-yard line. Aaron Rodgers, 3 fourth-quarter comebacks last year. That's the most he's had in one season in his entire career. And he's going to need another one right now. On first down, Rodgers gets this to his running back, Aaron Jones. It'll be a 2-yard gain, and it'll be second down.
2 yards on the
How about that shuffle pass? Or if you want to call it the shovel pass, that's fine too. That's one of those plays that you take a little bit of risk there because you're trying to throw the ball into the middle of the field where a lot of big bodies lurk, and they can knock it away, pick it off, but they were able to execute it successfully on that play. I thought that was a good call. Passing situation on second down, they hit him with a draw instead and pick up nice yardage.
Yeah, because the draw, they're thinking pass when they see that initially defensively, right?
But you know, in today's NFL, most of the time on second and long, when it's a passing situation, pass rushers are on the field and they're only thinking one thing, get to the quarterback. And oftentimes you can bypass them with a running play.
Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch. On first down, Jones. And they'll lose yardage here. Knocked back to the 19-yard line. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down.
Check, 59.
Now on second and 13. Rodgers, nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Brian Burns in there to bring him down, and that is sack number 17 now on the season. Rodgers now, after the sack, he'll lead the pack up on third and long. Working from the gun, Rodgers under pressure again, and down he goes again. Bruce Irvin make that now 8 sacks for him on the season.
This offensive line flat out cannot handle this pass rush. We've seen it demonstrated time and time again to the tune of 7 sacks in this game thus far.
And this kick is not gonna get there. It's short and no good. A fourth quarter miss like that, there is no lonelier feeling than that kicker right now.
As we all know, a lot of these games, they come down to special teams. And when that chance comes, you have to perform in order to help your team get over the top.
Could have tied it. Instead, they remain down 3.
You got tape. Here we go.
They start on the ground with McCaffrey. Powering his way forward. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. Less than 2 to play with just a field goal separating these two sides. So it's Panther football as we welcome you back. They've got a first down in field goal range already. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. And quickly we're going to get another stop here with 1:54 left as they call the timeout defensively. After the sack here, second and 11.
Back. Check hot. He's crashing. He's checking.
A handoff, McCaffrey running right. 18 yards that time to push him up, first and goal.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
It's first and goal, and a late touchdown at this stage could officially salt this one away. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 10-yard line. Now the Packers going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. Moved back to the 10. They'll try on second and goal here.
96.
Well, Prescott here to throw toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. He was trying to hit Thomas that time, but now it's 3rd and goal.
You got to be precise with your throws, especially in this situation. You're inside the 10-yard line going into the end zone. But sometimes the emotion, the excitement, sometimes the decisions just aren't made very well because of that.
McCaffrey. Oh, nice spin.
Oh, that brought back bad memories.
And he's going to ball his way in for a Panther score. Christian McCaffrey, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Panthers, they widen their lead.
Well, it'd be real easy to say that they are firmly in control right now, but I'm looking at your face and I'm thinking I've got to be careful with that.
Well, it's a 2-score game. You're inside of 2 minutes. I think you can breathe relatively easily now.
Yeah, you can, but still, you got to stay vigilant. Can't give up anything cheap and easy. That could put you in some jeopardy.
Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. To throw is Rodgers. This complete to Jones. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27. They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. Back to throw, Rodgers. Will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down. Tried to go for the big one there on 2nd down. Now they're likely down to their final 2 plays.
And you know they've got to keep going for the big shot, right? So defensively, you play what they call top down. Nothing behind.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
Now, we talk about players blitzing all the time. I often laugh and sometimes call it just straight-ahead pursuit. What a running start right back to the backfield for him.
Yeah, it really didn't give anybody a chance to get up there and stop him.
No, I mean, that's really, really difficult. You're asking a whole lot anyway, but when he gets that kind of a start and comes through.
And he's going to go down again. K1 short. And now possession will go over inside the 15-yard line. So with that, we can just about close the book on this one, Charles.
Yeah, what's the old expression about slim and none? Well, Slim just left town on that
They're
one.
down to none?
Yes, exactly right.
There we go. Go right in. 51 to Mike. You don't want none, baby. You don't want none. Hey, you don't want to see me. You don't want to see me.
The D can only stop it one more time as they take the knee.
There we go. Go right in. They're scared. They're scared.
So this one is over. A victory for Carolina. And never an easy thing to do, no matter how good Green Bay is, what the year is, to come into Lambeau and get the victory. But they did it.
You're not just battling the team that you're playing that day. You're not just battling the crowd that's in attendance in that game. You're battling the history of the franchise. You're battling the ghosts that swirl around that place that help spur them on to victory. It is an unbelievable atmosphere, the most historic place in the league, and you have to make sure you stay focused on your task. Otherwise, you can get easily distracted.
Yeah, hats off.